Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday. Hope everyone is well. We're gonna go straight into this. Go straight into this. Highgate Albion versus Sporting Bengal. Sporting Bengal versus Highgate Albion. However you want to see it. This is the London Vets Cup final show. But before we bring in the two representatives from both clubs, we're gonna briefly, really briefly talk about the team that I play for, Catford Wanderers, and my manager Nana, who's again like the manager as well. We will briefly talk about the semi-final yesterday. Nana, how you doing?
Tired, Therese. But all right, how are you?
Yes, I'm well. Well, first and foremost, congratulations to you as that manager of Catford Wanderers. Could you briefly talk about what happened yesterday?
Um, yes, why not? Yesterday was eagerly anticipated. Um, Obviously, our maiden season in the Prem, and um, we find ourselves in two semi-finals. So by Monday, Tuesday, I think we had like 22 man confirmed. So I knew people were up for it, especially against a very good Dynamo side. We knew it was going to be a sterno test. Um, the kit was late, so we had to, rush and get everything ready before kickoff. Bare traffic. But well, and because of that, I believe because of that, we got caught cold. I think within the first 10 minutes, we started the game pretty well. We had a few chances within the first 5 minutes. We should have put away, we didn't. And then they had one chance and they scored within the first 10 minutes. The game was balanced. Like I said, they're a very good side. They were winning the first and the second balls. It felt like, well, they had been out there warming for a long time. So it felt like they were at the races a lot quicker than we were. So they were winning the first balls, they were winning the second balls and trying to make things happen. But then I think within 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, I think, so we equalized, which made the game very balanced. Started catching them, especially with the wing play. And then I think he ended 1-1 at half time. Second half, we came in, and for me, it looked like there was only one team which was going to win. Yes, they had chances, played some really good football, but we matched boot for boot and then some in the second half. The heart I'm seeing from these guys is something else. We scored and had a pen. I think we scored maybe like the first 10, 15 minutes of the second half, which made it 2-1. Got a sin bin, so under the cosh for like another 10 minutes. And then they had chance. I think they brought Duran further off the pitch, which caused a lot of problems, but defense handled it really well. And then we had a penalty, which we tucked away. Actually, the penalty made it 2-1. And then they kept pushing up. And then I think within the 9 minutes, the last 5 minutes, we had another shot and then scored to make it 3-1, effectively killing the game. Dynamo, I must say, a very good side. Very good side. And they will do well in the Prem. They like to play football. They have some really good players. And, a lot of the boys from each side knew each other. So it was, and the game itself was played in the very good spirit of the game, which I loved. Sometimes it gets too feisty and, even the tackle on me, the starts on my knee was, the ball was there to be won. So he went for it, and he apologized. And I'm like, you know what, that's football. Those things happen. But in terms of the nature of the game, it was played in very good spirit. And I believe the best team won. Should we win our other semi-final next week, then it's them again in the final of the Senior Cup. So I look forward to that.
Yeah. No, honestly, it was a kind of great game to watch. I was watching from like the sideline, and yeah,
as you have been for a while.
Sorry.
As you have been for a while.
Okay, all right, okay. It's only because I'm injured. Funny. That's actually really funny. So, oh yeah, it was a great game. Dynamo and an absolute credit to the league. They are literally going to cause a lot of teams problems. I would say that they actually had a couple of chances in the second half. Do I think, honestly, that it was a penalty? Personally, no. But I can see why the referee gave it. I'm not going to say it was a soft penalty, but it could have gone either way. It could have gone either way. However, again, we rolled our luck a little bit as well. We could have went down to like 10 like players because of a sin bin situation. So of course, like we had to dig deep. But yeah, like the final goal, it was a very, very special moment, and again, to actually start, especially this season, and I've kind of said it a few times, like a lot of people wrote us off, again, we didn't deserve to be in the league, we will fold, etc. Finishing second and in a cup final, and we're in the semis as well. It just, for me, brings everyone together, and again, I'm not going to say too much in terms of what you said at halftime and also at full time, because there's a video coming out, but you can tell that there's a togetherness there, and no matter what people's ability, has actually been, if they play just grassroots, semi-pro, pro, like everyone is in it together, which is something that you've brought to the team, Nana. So yeah, well done, man. And one more question before we like bring in our like special guests. What did you learn about yourself in yesterday's game as a manager, not as a player, but as a manager?
That's a really good question, actually. Your first really good question in a long, long time. What did I learn about myself? I mean, I've always put the team first. I've always put the team first. And sometimes, especially for the beginning of the season, especially those who've been loyal to us and those who brought us all the way here. And in the beginning, sometimes I make a few changes to get people on because of their loyalty. But I think we are way past that. And everybody understands that we want to win a game of football. So if we win, for example, if we win a medal, if you've played 5 minutes, if you played half an hour, if you played a full game, if you're injured, you still get a medal. So the changes are not for people to get on just to play, but to make the right changes. Because yesterday, for example, there were a few people on the sideline. I mean, like I said, we had 22 man reporting for duty. I had to choose a squad of 18. And even that 18, not everybody going on. It's not just about making the changes so people can play. It's about making the right changes so we control the game and win a game of football. And I think as a management team, we got it right in that sense. So I will bear the brunt of the disgruntled players who don't get on the pitch and all sorts. But deep down, I know that as much as they are upset, they'll also be happy because they are in the final. If the decisions didn't go our way, then the inquisition will always start, isn't it? I could have played, I could have done this, I could have done that. So what I learned about myself is to stick to my instincts, stick to my guts, and make the decisions in terms of what I think is best for the team in that particular game. It's been a long, long, long season. So, and everybody's had a chance. As you know, every single person has had an opportunity to produce on the pitch. And as for Catford, it's on end of the pitch. Hence, we are as close as we are. We're in the final, so we got something right. Everybody is buzzing.
No, brilliant. And again, something that I can say about you as well, that it looks like you've actually lost a bit of weight as well. So from 20 stone, you've like come down to 19.
I thought you were going to say 19.9.
No, brilliant. No,
take.
No, you again, like you've done well, and again, like you've kind of galvanized like the team, and like you lead from the back as well. So again, it's a huge testament to like yourself and the kind of management team and the kind of senior players.
Everybody, I can't say that enough. Everybody in the squad from the beginning to where we are now has done amazingly well. Everybody's chipped in, even if they played only 2 games for the whole season. Those who have left, those who have left and come back, those who are there, those who are injured. Look at the number that came on the sideline to come and support us. The numbers keep growing. Some from other teams. There was Hollington there. There was Korea there. There was a lot of teams there to watch. So it's I'm grateful for all the support and all the kind words. But everybody is just not me. It's everybody who's been here from the beginning to now. Is high praise to all of you, because without that we wouldn't be where we are.
Very true. Thank you, Nana. We're gonna go straight into our main event. Gosh, I don't know, honestly, this is going to be so interesting. So we have Highgate Albion vets versus Sporting Bengal vets. Sporting Bengal vets versus Highgate Albion. However you want to say it. 2 teams. There's 1 cup. They've never met on the pitch before. It's time for the war of words. Who's confident? Who's cracking up in terms of mind games? And who's going to be making excuses? We are here to find out a little bit more about teams. We have 2 representatives as well. We have Saeed from Sporting Bengal and Jason from Highgate Albion. Please feel free to kind of ask any questions. Myself and Nana will literally ask a few. Let's kind of see exactly who is cracking under pressure. Let's kind of read the body language. Let's see how they answer every single question. But also, let's have a little bit of fun. So again, big shout out to Jason and Saeed. How are you guys doing?
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for having us.
Evening all.
Greetings.
Great stuff. So let me start. Okay, so you guys haven't played each other, so let's kind of know a little bit about each team. Jason, I'm going to start with you first, and the reason why I'm starting with you, Jason, because H is higher than S. It's only fair. Describe your playing style in 3 words.
Ooh, 3 words. Attractive, efficient, quality.
Saeed?
I thought you was describing me there for a second. But, how would I don't know. Committed, skillful, determined.
Okay. So, Jason, why did you say attractive first?
Because we got some really good players that want to play football. Like they've played at a good level, quite a few of them. But as a squad, this is probably one of the best squads outside like any sort of non-league professional football that I've been part of. I heard Nana say like you got so many good players, and it's a nightmare for the manager because like a lot of people can play. So yeah, that's why I've used that word, because we've got some good players.
And Saeed, why did you use or say determined last?
Well, the way I've described us, we're traditionally known for being a good footballing team, tiki-taka and all that. But I wanted to focus on the attributes that kind of got us to the final, because we're a footballing team, and I've seen Highgate, they're also a footballing team. So I went and had a look at their one of the previous games, but I want to emphasize of kind of the attributes that kind of got us to the final, which maybe people don't really associate with us. So it's kind of a different tact. And basically, you put me in the spot, and these are the three words that came out. So
fair play. And Nana, have you kind of got any questions for Saeed and Jason?
First of all, congratulations for getting to the final. I think it's an incredible achievement. Have you ever been to any of the finals before, in terms of as a team? Have you reached any of these finals, either London Cup before? And how does it feel, especially this time round, to get there facing opposition that you haven't played before? What's the feeling going through the camp?
And Saeed, you can answer first.
Oh, thank you. The furthest we've reached is the semi-finals. Actually, I think I was speaking to Reese earlier. I was in 2017, I believe. We reached the semi-finals and unfortunately got knocked out on pens. So we've not been to the final, but we've been following the kind of progress over the last couple of years since me and the manager Shofbai, since we've been involved. So kind of taken a keen interest in the kind of who's got to the final and the overall outcomes.
Jason?
Yeah, so we were old Eloisians last year. We got to the quarters and we got beat by LSU, but we were pathetic. We were terrible. I think it was 5-3 in the end, but it looked, for us, it was a write-off. It just wasn't. We weren't there. But we've been in quite a lot of other finals, but not London Cup finals. I think the last 4 finals we've played in, we've won. So.
And what's the feeling like in camp right now for both teams?
Sorry?
What's the feeling like in the camp for both teams?
Well, for us, we've had a tough few weeks. It's sort of showtime at the end of the season, and because we win generally quite a lot of games, we've had a lot of tough games, and we've lost a few recently, which the camp's not happy about. So yeah, we need to put that right next week.
Saeed?
Everyone's really buzzing and looking forward to the final now. We want to put in a good show, hopefully get a bit of a crowd behind us, and as we're going to showcase our abilities, to be honest. All the players are the way we've got to the final, I think we've surprised a few people, and we're the underdogs, but we hope to cause a surprise in the final as well.
Okay, so you are already putting pressure on Jason and Highgate Albion, saying that you're the underdog. So what? So like you're saying that this is almost like a free hit, So literally, you're not really bothered if you win or not.
I like how you phrase it, but not. We've got our standards for ourselves. All the players have got standards. We try to win every game, try to win every half. So we've got pressure on ourselves, but looking at the pre-tournament kind of punditry, and our name wasn't mentioned, and to be honest, understandably, because we've not been to the final. So as I said, we are the underdogs. Doesn't mean we believe that they're superior to us, but we are definitely the underdogs.
The mind games have started.
The mind games have started. So Jason, would you say that you're favourites?
No, look, a couple of our players know some of the Bengal players. I think they've played for Bengal before. Yeah. So we understand what a very good side they are. We've got a lot of respect for them. It's a great achievement to get to the London Cup final. So it's not about who's the favourites. It's about respect, and we're just going to do our thing. That's it.
It's always spicy, especially when you have players who've played for the opposition before in a high-profile game. It's always spicy. It's always really spicy. It should be a really interesting game. I must say that I don't know much about the two of you in terms of team. I know you've always been there, but I've never really had an encounter, with the two sides. So I was really surprised when I saw some of your results coming through, and I think getting through to the quarters it began to shape up. It felt like, yes, I think we did to visit one of the shows, and what we said on the show was that, yeah, it looks like you two teams are going, in the right trajectory, and so be it. It's going to be a cracking game.
Yeah, I'll be absolutely honest, and again, this is literally what I love about the London Cup, because you get to know teams, especially in the later rounds, teams that you wouldn't really kind of know of, and I think with Sporting Bengal, of course, that the LSU result was like something that everyone's like, okay, like we have to kind of now look at Sporting Bengal as a team, and literally that was the semi-final. I didn't really kind of, to be honest, I thought that LSU would probably get to the final, and with Highgate, I think it was the game against Brentwood, because I put Brentwood as one of my dark horses. But I think before you beat Belstone, who are top of your division. So, there's been telltale signs there. And you know what, Jason, I want to start with you. What was like the result in this competition where like you thought, hang on, like we could...
Belstone. That could have been the final, and that's no like disrespect to anyone else. Like Belstone are a very, very, very good team. Very good team. And obviously Brentwood, when we seen the result against Hollington, we were like what's going on here? Like what ringers? Like what's happening? Like there's got to be ringers on the firm here. Because I live in Kent, so I come and watch like the charcoal and all that. I come and watch the games. So when I see them beat Hollington 9-1, I was like, Jesus.
That was a surprise result for all of us.
It was, and to be honest, from the level, from what I've seen from Brentwood, they are a good side. They were very compact, but I don't know how they've scored 9 against Hollington. I'm just baffled. But that's football, right? And obviously a great result from Sporting to score 6 against LSU. That's no mean feat either. So there's a lot of good results, and yeah.
Yeah, and Saeed, what was the game for you where like everything changed?
It's not been a smooth ride by any means. We've had to overcome like adversity at different points in each game. So we beat Anatolians on pens. We went 3-1 up, and I think some of the players, or maybe we thought it was done, and they came back strong. And to be honest, that was one hell of a game. It was similar to the LSU game, where I think both teams had control at various times of play, but we showed great character. Our keeper made saves. We came back. I think they went ahead. Then we came back. So that was the game that really kind of put us back into that mentality of, all right, it's not easy. We've got to take each game seriously, and at no point can you kind of rest on your laurels, and you've got to be on it, basically. But they were a good team.
So we have someone, Joe West, that's like here. I think he's a Highgate Albion fan. He's like shouting at Jay. So I got a question for you, Jason. You guys play in the Barnet Sunday League, and I don't know how competitive it is, but you guys, finished, I think, runners up.
Yes. So basically, last weekend we had a game with Belstone to win the league, basically, and we got beat.
So yeah. So like, how is that going to affect your players? I mean, emotionally.
Look, we're in a final. We're there to win, and that's the end of it. We've got characters in our team. We've got a good squad. The manager's done a great job. It's not ideal losing a few games going into a final, but it's a final. Everything gets wiped off. We've had a good season, and we're going into that game, in a positive light.
But Jason, does everything get wiped off because you've got now a week to fester? You have a week to try and get the players.
Yeah. It's a London Cup final. If you can't get up for that, turn it in. We're on the script, mate. If you can't show up in the London Cup final, then it is what it is. You deserve the runners-up medal if you don't show up.
Okay, Saeed, we like spoke briefly about sport in Bengal and the kind of competitive games that you guys play within like the vets anyway, and it's not a lot, you know. You like have to be honest. Like this is almost uncharted territory. Are your players going to freeze? Are you going to freeze? You have said at the start that you're the underdogs. You are already playing everything down. How are you going to cope in a hostile environment with a team like Highgate Albion that play week in, week out? Again, it's going to be a very competitive game. How are your guys going to cope?
Very easily, to be honest. We might not play as a team together, but all of these guys, they've got their own separate teams that they play, and there's a thriving like vet scene. I'm sure, as I said, we spoke earlier about some of the players. Xavi, Stefan, all that. These guys all play within our community and team. So they're playing. Some of them played today. I mean, we're ready. I don't think none of that comes into the final. And also, it's kind of like a home game, isn't it? It's East London, so they're coming into our territory, if anything.
Jason, do you think playing at Barking FC is home territory for Sporting Bengal?
Look, I got to be honest. We don't understand why we're playing on AstroTurf, number one, because we don't play on AstroTurf. So to put the London Cup final on AstroTurf when no one plays on AstroTurf is a bit bizarre. It's not ideal for the lads. Obviously, it's 20 minutes for me, so I'm sweet. But the lads have got to come from North London, so it's not ideal. But again, get the mini bus, get all on the bus, bit of bonding. The boys will be ready.
It's only East London. You're not going in South. You don't need a minibus.
Yeah, but from Highgate, it's a bit of a trot.
But to be fair, the final, they've been on 4G a few times. Last season was a Bromley.
But we don't play on 4G. We play on grass.
And do Sporting Bengal? Do you play on 4G or grass?
Well, to be honest, we're not part of a league as we discussed earlier. So we just play in the London Cup and we play whatever's available. So we played the Hackney Marshes, a couple of games. We played a couple of games on a 3G. So to be honest, we're used to either service. We don't really mind.
Yeah. So it's going to be a level playing field, really, isn't it?
No, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's a final, and ideally it'd be on grass because that's what we play on every week.
Is Highgate already making excuses?
Yeah.
I'm hearing everything. But again, actually, let me kind of shout out a few Highgate fans here. Again, this is literally what we want. I mean, Saeed, there's like no one in this live that's literally supporting you. I mean, like there's what's going on. But I mean, again, because you don't play in a league, your lads must be fresher, correct?
Well, there's different ways of looking at it. You could say that Highgate play regularly, so they're kind of a well-oiled machine in some ways, and you could look at it where we're fresher. But all our players play regularly, whether it's 7 or 11 aside. Some are still playing open age, Sunday league, occasionally. I've seen a couple, but yeah, I mean, it's all swings and roundabouts. Is how you come at it, to be honest.
Yeah,
that's really interesting, because I must say congratulations first of all to both teams, but especially to Sporting, because as a manager, I know how difficult it will be to get people to play consistently, say in a cup competition, when you don't play like Highgate would every week. I'm assuming you train maybe midweek, and if you don't, then it's even more impressive because then it's a bunch of individuals coming together to form that 11 to play a game of football, and that can be tricky because when you train and you play regularly on a Saturday or a Sunday, like you said earlier on, it can be like a well-drilled machine. Everybody knows each other. They know their patterns of play, the runs, and all that. So I must say it's really impressive to have gone a season in the London Cup, not in any league, and get into the final. It's really impressive. I commend you on that. At the end of the day, it's a cup final, so it's who turns up and who wants is going to win it.
You know what, Nana? I have to respectfully disagree. I've got to give Highgate Albion their credit, because they literally play in a league. They've got other cup competitions. They've been consistent. They have the discipline to actually turn up every single week to get over disappointing season, however the players see it, and also play the London Cup as well. Everyone knows how hard it is to literally have 11 men, possibly even 15 men, to turn up every single week, rain, sleet, snow, and sunshine, and get a result.
I'm not sure what exactly you are disagreeing about. I know you're slow sometimes, but it is what it is, because
I'm just saying. No, literally, I'm just saying.
I get that, but it's more difficult. It's easier for people who turn up every week. And again, I commend that, because we are in the league. We play every week. We train, so it's commitment, it's determination, right? Every week people turn up, but if the same people are turning up, if the same 15 people are turning up, it becomes easier to manage as well, and to let them play a certain kind of way that you want, week in, week out. But if you're playing London Cup only, for example, for the season, and these boys are training, say, in goals, and in they're playing on their own games, 7-a-side, 6-a-sides, it's different individuals. It's not necessarily a team, and it becomes more difficult. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it doesn't mean that they are not a good side. So for them to not train, not play league games, and still come together and be as impressive and be in a final of the London Cup, that has to be a remarkable story.
Jason, do you agree or disagree in terms of what Nana's just said?
Yeah, look, I think what Sporting have done is amazing. I think, credit to them. Unreal to get to the final. Anyone that gets to any final, not just the London Cup final, credit where credit's due, So yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, sorry, but do you agree in terms of what Nana said, that that's more impressive than you guys making the final?
I don't think I agree or disagree. Obviously, a manager's got a very, very, very difficult job to do. And I'll take the opportunity to give my manager a massive shout out, because look, Sunday's going to have to make some big, big calls, and Nana will know all about that. But as a squad, we're there together, and that's why we're there, because there's 18, 20, 22 of us that are good enough to play at a good standard. We all want to play, and look, the team have been the last few years. We've struggled a bit to get the players together, on consistent, and we weren't sure whether we were going to play in the league. But everyone's been there this year together. So look, massive shout out to the boys, the squad, the manager. Well done, and we'll just go and do the job on Sunday.
Saeed, do you disagree in terms of what I said?
Well, as I said, I know you're trying to get me to say something controversial, but you can look at it both ways. To be honest,
it's just my opinion.
To be honest, we overcome that because there's a real brotherhood amongst all the players. Because a lot of the players played with each other and against each other for a number of years, for 10, 15 years. And as you're probably aware, Sporting Bengal were we play mainstream football. We were step 4. Unfortunately, we got relegated this year. But a lot of these players actually played for Sporting Bengal years ago, or maybe even recently, up to 5 years ago, maybe. So we do know each other, and we play regular football. So we're not completely kind of coming out of retirement to play. The players are still active, and ultimately, our players are quality. They could adapt. A good player can come and play for 7-a-side, 11-a-side. They've got the mentality and the attributes to kind of overcome anything. So, it's not an excuse for us. This is how we could do it. We admire you guys and we watch from afar. Like I know there's a Barnet Vets League and the Southern League, I believe Southern Vets League, and the commitment for vets to turn up week in, week out during the winter months. Honestly, I applaud you guys, and well done, and you should take a lot of credit for that.
Thanks.
Nana, I've got a question for you. I mean, we've got Sporting Bengal, East London. We've got Highgate North. I can't remember the last time that a South team wasn't in a final. Are we looking at a shift in power now?
I don't necessarily think so. Credit where credit is due. They've done what they have to do to get to the final. And this is not an excuse, but this season, especially the teams in the South, I mean, there's been a few issues. Again, credit where credit is due, because they've beaten the teams in the South to get where they are. You know, they've beaten LSU. You know, Hollington were beat as well. So they beat some of the best teams here to get where they are. We know the issues with LSU. You know, Hollington was a real surprise for me because we know the quality that they have. But it's their year, I must say. It's their year. They've done what they need to do. They're playing some, you know, amazing football. I see the results. I'm like, oh wow, didn't expect that. So something good is happening there this year. Next year, if it's the same thing, I think posterity will decide, isn't it? Next year, the next few years, if it's the same thing, then they can say, something good is going on the side, because they are winning, or they are semi-finalists or finalists for consecutively for the next 3-4 years, and then we can say maybe the power dynamics is shifting over there. I do believe that next season will be even more competitive, because some of the teams in the South, I just see how the recruitment they've already made is going to be even more competitive. So, you know, I look forward to next year. But again, well done to the both of you.
Jason, I'll ask you this question first. What are you expecting from the officials next week, Sunday?
Well, that's a tough question. I don't know who's refereeing the game, to be honest. But look, it's not about the officials. It's about your team and doing the job. You start looking at officials, then you're not concentrating on what the job is. You know, we're not interested in blaming and all of that rubbish. We're there to go and put a performance on and try and win. You know, we all know that there are controversial decisions. It happens, you know, happens all the time where they get, you know, officials get things wrong. But, you know, it's all about your attitude, and we got to, you know, stick together and just, you know, put it right if there is any bad decisions made. You know, I've played the game for a long time. You know, I've seen it's probably like you guys seen it all. So it's you know, you just gotta play the game. That's it.
So the same question to you.
Well, now I echo what Jason said to me. So you know, officials are the same for both teams, and we've got linos, so we don't have to rely on the opposition player just keeping the flag up the whole game. But yeah, we've got to take out the hands of the officials, and we've got to do our bit, to be honest. So yeah, they'll be, hopefully they're fair, and I'm sure they will be. And you know, both teams, it's up to the teams, to be honest, not down to the officials.
Saeed, I'm going to start with you. What's your score prediction, and where do you think the game's going to be won for Sporting Bengal?
Score predictions, I'm really terrible at, so I'm not sure about that. But with us, if we play to our strengths and put the whole 90 minutes together, we will be very strong, and you know, we'll give Highgate a very tough game. That's my prediction. We're going to try our best. Everyone's up for it. We're going to give it 110%. Don't want any more cliches, but yeah, we're going to.
I like these political answers.
So political. So political. It's
He's a diplomat. He's a diplomat.
You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. And then Saeed is like, you know what? Yo, you're underdogs. Let's see what happens.
You know,
We are
like the
small
best
horses.
team in the league, sickening. Absolutely sickening. All right, Jason.
I'd like to think we'd score a couple of goals. We're very good going forward. So yeah, 2-3-1.
Wow.
There you go.
2-3-1. Nana, as a kind of neutral, I mean, it's hard because, of course, like we've not seen either team play, but like,
I
what?
could tell Nana
I
supports
want the good game to go extra time. I want the game to go extra time and pence.
Oh,
I think yeah, the reason why I'm saying that, like from a neutral point of view, I think you guys have done amazingly well to get where you are, and it's even more of a spectacle if it's stretched and it's won, from the spot kick. Obviously, whoever plays best will win it in 90 minutes. But from a neutral point of view, if it's stretched even more, to see the determination. I wish I could be there. I'm actually doing the final next week Sunday myself, refereeing. So I come back. I would have loved to come watch. If it was a 5 p.m. kickoff, I would have loved to come and watch, because I think this is going to be a cracker of a game.
100%. Well, I mean, nothing's been 100% confirmed, but yeah, it's having to be 12 or 5. Watch out for a post. I can't say because I've not seen either team play, but if I look at how both teams have got to the final, again, Highgate have beaten Belstone and Brentwood, and Sport and Bengal have beaten Masters, and also Anna Tolis, who were the winners, I think, in 2018-19. I don't know. Penalties. You know what? Penalties, because obviously I've got to go into each dressing room. So literally, literally, I don't want to be kicked out. So I'm gonna say penalties, and then like whoever wins, I guess.
So everyone's sitting on the fence then, not just me then.
No,
a lot of sore backsides.
Yeah, but one thing that I can definitely say, it's going to be a very entertaining game. I think we've all come to realize that Vets is not walking football. We are like looking at players in the mid 30s and even like early 40s that can still play football, that can still run, that can that the passion is still there. Like this isn't just a hobby. Like people want to win. They can want to create history for their respective clubs and also create everlasting memories. So again, it's not going to be like a training pace, type of game. I can literally imagine this is going to be blood and thunder. So this is like something that people have to definitely look out for. Saeed, I'm going to start with you. Anything that you want to say to your supporters and also to the Highgate Albion players?
Firstly, to the supporters, get behind us. These are your players. This is your community. All these players you've seen for years. They've played for various clubs. You've seen them grassroots, and now we've reached the London Cup final, which is a big thing. And we hope we could, win it for them. For the what did you say? The second question, players for Highgate players. Well, I know a couple of them. Ex-Sporting, and I would say they're legends, to be honest. So they probably want us to win as well. So good luck.
Oh dear me, Jason.
Yeah, look, it's a great event. We just want everyone to come down if they can. Obviously, it's a little bit out of the way for our lot, but I'm sure they'll make the effort. Respect to the Sporting Bengal for getting there. All the best. we'll come off safe and sound. That's all that matters, really. Yeah, and just touching on why we play this game, this beautiful game, right? We're getting old, you know. People that just don't get it. They say, "Why are you still doing this?" You know, it's for our minds, our bodies, the community. You know, it's such a wonderful game, and we're still giving it a go.
Yeah, I love that. And Nana, anything else to add?
Yeah, a couple of things. Firstly, again, congratulations to the both of you for getting there, and good luck in the final. I hope it's as much of a cracking event for both teams, and may the best team win. Secondly, it will be. Have you Sporting Bengal? I mean, I know south is maybe a bit trek, but it's like what half an hour for you in terms of the south. Have you considered joining the league? And if you do, it would be great to have you guys, and Highgate as well, because you're in Kent, right?
No, so I live in Kent, but the boys were in North London, so yeah, that's a.
Oh, okay. So that's a bit of a trek for you, but Sporting, if you ever think about it, there's a really good Southern West League here. I know there's one in East as well, but there's that where Summit FC play. The league that they play in, I think it's a decent league as well. But if you ever consider joining a league, this should be a good test for your boys as well. But yeah, good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
We were in the Kent League for a while. For a long time. So I think traveling down south might put us off. Done a lot of miles in South London. Kent.
Yeah, especially when they're charging for the Blackwater Tunnel now as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's a game changer.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Cool.
Fellas, thank you so much. Big shout out to Jason, part of the Highgate Albion team, and Saeed, part of Sporting Bengal, and Nana, who's the manager of Catford Wanderers. This is going to be a cracking game. Next week, Sunday at Barking FC. Kickoff time will be confirmed. Again, good luck to both teams. And again, honestly, guys, if you are looking to get involved in like Vets football, exactly what Jason said, honestly, like it's the best thing for your mind, body, and soul. And if you've not watched a Vets game before, get down to East London, Barking FC, Sporting Bengal versus Highgate Albion, Highgate Albion versus Sporting Bengal. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see everyone